If you've ever had a day trade turn into a swing trade, or the other way around, if you've ever had a swing trade turn into a day trade because it worked so well on the first day, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, folks. We are back for another episode of Live Trading. Happy Tuesday. There's some news. There's some earnings. Stop me if you've heard that before. We're going to break it down. Time to make some money.
Welcome to Benzinga Live Trading.
Let's see if this actually kind of comes back.
Way out of control, got way too high.
All right. Hey, I will take that. I will absolutely take that.
All right, folks. Hello and good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Live Trading. I am your host, Ryan Faloona, and I am here with 13, my main man in the back. Let's go ahead and bring him on. 13, how are you doing this morning?
I'm well rested. How about you?
Okay, good. I was wondering how you were doing with that. I am also well rested. It was an extremely early night for me last night. That's okay. I feel good and rested. We got a lot of stuff to go through here today. Good to see a whole bunch of returning faces. Johan, thanks for becoming a new YouTube member. We salute you. Let me know if there's a chart you'd like us to break down here today. All right, 13. Let's go ahead and start with the market. Let's see where we're at here. I got to say, you've been telling us a lot about 555 recently, both the happy hour crew and the live trading crew. And if we take a look at the SPY here, again, we're above that 20-day moving average. But if we look inside on the 1-minute chart, look where the pre-market resistance was, right in that 555 handle. So looking at the SPY here today, we were up a little bit in the pre-market. We started to leak. The buyers have kind of stepped back in, but this is kind of at a spot where it could go either way. So I'm curious, what do you see here in the charts, and what are some of the levels that you are paying attention to here today?
Well, I think that comment right there is exactly what I'd be looking for here. The fact that it's kind of hanging up here, still at 555, just going a little bit sideways, trying to attempt to break above it and stay above it. I think that indicates that we might see some trading above 555 more than we did yesterday. On to the downside, still have that 551.80 level. So I'd say just that's about the range I'd be looking at today, because I'm not exactly sure where this goes. Like we said in happy hour, a lot of things are going to be dependent upon earnings and the economic reports that we're going to be getting this week. We got existing home sales coming up later today and this morning, I believe. We also have Tesla and Google reporting tonight after the bell. We also have UPS that reported this morning, and they did not report well. So, existing home sales at 10 a.m. So several different things that we have coming out that could move this market in one direction or not. I don't want to make any predictions about exactly where this price is going. If we get above 555, I think we could see some slowing down of the upside as it gets to this consolidation channel between 556.50 and 559.50. So that would be where I'd be looking at. But those are the levels I have. We'll have to wait and see what these reports give us.
Okay, you are a trader, my son, because that's how we're going to do things. We're going to play that data, and we're going to make decisions based off of the data. Okay, really good stuff there with the SPY. I know we've got a lot of stocks that we want to roll through here. We are going to start with the movers, though, and roll through this list. It's not a gigantic list here today, so we should have plenty of time for some other stocks. And yes, chat, yes, of course, we are going to start with ticker AZTR, because that thing is going absolutely ham here in just the last segment here of the pre-market. So first mover on the list here, AZTR. This is Antira. Now, as you can see, the stock was $1.63 yesterday. We actually just popped above 571. The stock is currently up above 200%. Sorry, one up 204.9%. Stock's going absolutely crazy. So what's going on here? Well, a couple of things. First of all, we have a PR here this morning as Tira Incorporated strengthens its global intellectual property portfolio with newly granted and allowed patents. And if you open up that PR, you can see that some of these patents are for the strain of Staphylococcus epidermidis. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So that's what's going on here. Now, the thing here is that this is just patent news, right? This is just patent news. 13, I know when we were both taking a look at this as this thing was rocketing here this morning, you uncovered some other details about this particular stock. What are those?
Did I? Oh, yeah. That
I was trying to set you up for the float and the split.
So it did have a 1 for 30 reverse split on July 1st. So now the float is 704,500 shares. So this is going to be very, very easy to move around. You're going to see this go up just as violently as it can go down. For levels, I'm looking at 665 as the next upside target. After that, I have 740 and then 840. Right now, the price is currently kind of trying to make its way through some consolidation back from last month, toward the middle of last month. Once it does that, then it's going to run into some more consolidation from even further back in May and pretty much the entire year. Once we get through the 840 level, this thing could just absolutely rip. It's just a straight up shot from there.
Now that's almost another 100% from where we're at. And keep in mind, we're already up over 200%. So that's what's going on here with AZTR. You've got a micro float under 1 million shares, recent reverse split at the beginning of this month. It's not even a month old, 22 days old, this split. And then you have patent news here today. Chris saying must be a drug resistant strain to make such an impact. Chris, maybe that's true. The one thing I would hear, or the one thing that I would say here is, like 13 was just breaking this down a second ago. This thing is going to be wild and might give you wild moves in each direction here today. So something to watch here. AZTR, curious to see all of the different traders trading this here today. Would love to know how you're doing it. Okay, next on the list here is going to be one that we're familiar with and one that Benzinga has actually broken exclusive news with. This is ticker ADIL, Adial Pharmaceuticals. The catalyst here, Adial Pharmaceutical shares are trading higher after the company announced it had advanced into the second cohort and commenced dosing for the pharmaceutical study of AD04 for alcohol use disorder. So Adial here, as you can see, getting active, tons of volume. Stock was just under $1.10 yesterday, printed 185, I think, here in the pre-market, 185 here in the pre-market. We are above the VWAP by about 10 cents. So we'll see if this can kind of hold and give us a move right here at the open. I've traded a lot of these smaller stocks that move just like this. This one looking like it's going to be on deck here. You got anything on Adial? Did you break this one down this morning?
Yeah, they didn't really have any high short interest or reverse split information. They just have a low float of 4.1 million shares. As far as levels go, I'd be looking at 190 as the next upside target, and after that, 212.
Okay, there you go. Some upside targets there for you. Good stuff there on Adial. Now, next here is going to be Tusk. This is Mammoth Energy Services. Mammoth Energy Services are trading higher after the company announced its subsidiary, Cobra Acquisitions, entered into a release and settlement agreement with the Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority. Tusk traded up in the after hours yesterday when we got this news to 550. Today in the pre-market, it's holding its gains and it's made a move in each direction. It dipped a little bit and it traded above that consolidation area from the after hour session yesterday, and we're opening about right at that area, right at VWAP. So Tusk, it'll be interesting to see how Tusk goes here today. This one definitely on our list as well. Did you cover Tusk at all? Did you have anything on this one? I know it's not a low floater.
Not really a low floater. Yeah,
by comparison, I suppose.
Yeah, 24.1 million shares in the float. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to move this around. So still able to be traded though. For upside targets, 556 is going to be the next upside target I have with that one. And then after that, it's going to be 585. We run into a bunch of consolidation after that. But this thing has the potential to go as high as 880. Not sure it's going to get there. But those other two first targets that I mentioned, that seem more reasonable.
Okay, really good stuff there, 13. It disappeared off the list here. It was just on there, but let's go ahead and talk about it. It is going to be served right now. We're flushing. Serve it up. Okay, serve it up. So this had a huge move yesterday to the upside and then a leak all the way down to the downside. It was popping here in the pre-market. We just recently flushed, and would you look at that? We flushed on news of an offering, a private placement, $15 million private placement. This came out just 2 minutes ago here on Serve. This is is why it is trading down here today, down now 11% here in the pre-market. Curious to know, I know a number of you folks were trading Serve yesterday and doing very, very well, maybe even the day before. So I'm curious to know, what are we doing now? Are we looking for maybe a potential bounce here? For me with Serve, the goal here is to just kind of wait this out, see how it does right out of the gate, and then see if it sets up for a trade. But that's going on here with Serve. I don't know if you had anything else that you wanted to add to Serve here. Serve it up for our viewers, 13?
Not really. I mean, that it was on the list of things to trade until that offer came out. Now I'm just going to kind of look at other stuff. This we can try to trade it if you like trading, stuff like this after they get an offering and they get this violent downside move. This, lots of bounce opportunities in there. Trade it how you will. This is not going to be something I'm going to be interested in until maybe tomorrow. But I'll see how it looks today. Maybe there's something that sets up that I'm interested in. But for now, I'm not really looking to trade anything that just got an offering.
Okay, good stuff there. Robert here saying offering is $6 a share. Robert, appreciate that. Digging through that stuff there. Smoke Tuna mentioning that flush in real time here. Smoke Tuna, you've been an absolute ace at buying weakness at a buyable spot for a potential long. So I'm curious to know what your plan is here on Serve. Are you looking to leave this alone all day like 13? Or is there something where if it happened, you would consider buying a pull or buying a flush or buying that weakness that you've talked about? Curious to know how you're kind of going over this one here on Serve. Okay, Webcoin mentioning RR, similar to Serve. We're watching this one. RR was one we actually had on the list yesterday. It popped out of the open, really kind of bled back and is holding there. So we really need to see something here for RR before this tells us that this is a decent trade here.
Well,
okay.
For RR, I mean, they need to have something big, attached to them, like, a huge NVIDIA stake.
You're right. That would probably make a difference. Well done. Real quick, Smoke Tuna, appreciate you giving me an answer, especially so quickly. Serve, looking like you're going to leave it for a few days. I think that kind of makes sense here, right? Like, let the news of that placement kind of shake out and see if there's another opportunity going forward. Let me know if that changes. Yeah,
I've been seeing in chat a couple of things that people have been wanting to see. CMG and Nike. They want to take a look at those. Yeah,
let's do it. Tom, I appreciate the congrats there. I am going to cover JMIA because I really kind of want to talk. We'll do that here before the open. Yep. We'll cover that here in a sec. Also hoping Nate's out there. Nate Dog, you out there, my man? Let me know. We'll start off here with Chipotle, though. Looking at Chipotle, we have really, post the split, we've really been trading down to this 200-day. And this is something that I have been watching. We've mentioned this a number of times. You can see now we've gotten 3 closes above that 200-day, but we did not actually test it. So 13, the big question here for me is, do we have one more pull, maybe 2 or even through that 200-day, setting it up for a recapture? We have earnings tomorrow after hours. Let's not forget, big binary event on the stock after hours. Let me see what the market makers are pricing in for that move. Looks like they're pricing in a $4.33 move.
So we're going to get 2 more candles before that report then.
We're going to get today's and tomorrow's. Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So for me, because it really hasn't exactly touched the 200, I still think it could end up doing that, and that would probably be at a price closer to 52.30. If we do bounce off of earnings in the next, within the next couple of candles here, I'd be looking for upside towards a 20-day SMA at best, or probably about 57 at the least. I don't know that I don't know where this goes or if it completely reverses and starts going on to make new all-time highs. But we were discussing how extended and overvalued this thing was when it was already up near 70. It's come in 25% since then. I don't necessarily believe that this is a correct valuation for it. I have a feeling it should be lower, but for the move that we've had down, we should see some retracement off of earnings, especially if they're good. So that's where I would be looking for if we do reverse and go up. I'd be looking at the 20-day SMA and that kind of consolidation from April to pretty much March to April earlier this year. Okay.
And now Chipotle here. My thoughts here on Chipotle. This is a stock that I want to own. This is a move that I wanted to see. I wanted to see a pullback here coming into the 200-day is absolutely a part of my swing trading thesis on a lot of my swing trades here. So this is setting up for a trade. Now, I have no position right now. I have no position plan for earnings. And for a swing trade here, I would like to avoid that binary event. However, I recognize that given where the price is right here, that binary event could start a bounce here. So I'll let you know if I come up with any trade for earnings here. I'd have to see something, maybe something that kind of sticks out in the options market that kind of gives us a clue on that. Otherwise, for a potential swing trade, I want to see how Chipotle does with these earnings. I'd be interested in all of that.
And you know, part of you know, the thought I have on this is, you know, I keep thinking back to CPI reports and seeing how there's like a 3% difference between food at home and food away from home. And I think that 3% is going to make a difference over time as people start realizing, man, it is just too expensive to go out and eat. Let's just cook at home. If that starts picking up some more, then you're going to see all restaurants starting to report, you know, lower revenues. So it's something that I'm not, you know, saying this is definitely going to happen, but it's something that I think about a lot, and it's something that I'm still watching for. So just, you know, see how they report all these different, not just CMG, but, you know, other companies as well, other restaurants. See how they are reporting like foot traffic and butts and seats and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Real good stuff there. We will absolutely be watching this Chipotle report. Okay. Nike was the other stock that you wanted to do, 13?
Yeah, we're getting requests from Nike as well.
Let's do it.
So let's take a look here.
It looks to my eye here. You know, one of the things that we have been talking about on Nike is they have got brand problems, but we are talking about a potential bounce. We had a lot of stuff kind of already set up on this trade. 13, I know that one of the things that you and I had talked about along with the happy hour crew is this area between 60 and 65. Now, I have on the chart here marked between 50 and 65 because we discussed that as a level as well. But I believe that the big level that we talked about was 60 to 65. We didn't quite get there. And so it does look here like Nike is trying to bounce. You've got the RSI low. You have a downtrend here. Maybe it's reversing. We're beneath some of these volume shelves. I mean, there's a lot on this chart to tell us that we could potentially bounce. But are you, I'm kind of wondering, are you waiting for maybe a little bit lower here? What do you think here on Nike?
So I've been slowly getting into this one over time, which for my long-term plan on this. The thing that, and I haven't completely, you know, entered in this either. I'm still anticipating more downside. If that never happens, then I'll just ride with what I have. But the thing about this chart right now is that we're seeing it come back up to the 20-day SMA, and I think it might end up getting over that. The level I'd like to see it get over to feel better about more upside is 80. We get over 80, then I'm a little bit more confident about you know, maybe adding or saying, yeah, we probably have put the bottom in and we're going to go up from here. Right now, I don't want to make that claim. I'm not exactly sure if this is you know, the bottom or not. My guts tells me there could be more downside, but this is where I would just kind of sit back and wait for things to shake out.
Okay. Robert saying, whoa, I'm busy trying to work here. Did someone say Nike? Yes, Robert, we did not mean to take you away from your day job, but I suspect that might happen again here. Okay. Let's really quickly talk about JMIA. So yesterday, first of all, this is your daily chart here, and this is a bullish daily chart. This looks like this might even move a little bit more today. I understand the RSI is a little bit at the top, so we are a little bit high, so we're likely going to be topping out here. Real quickly, just kind of a recap on this trade yesterday. JMIA has been a big winner this year, huge turnaround story. Jay Rice has gone to great lengths to kind of outline how JMIA is acting different this year. Has been doing it for months, made several really good trades on it, so it was kind of on the radar to begin with. Saw some pretty crazy option sweeps in this yesterday, including from a FinTwit account that I've been following for a long time. Really, really sharp options guy. And we noticed that some of these calls were getting swept up. They were the August 9th, 17.5, huge volume in them yesterday. So we just kind of followed those in. I think that they were priced at 70 cents when we ended up getting them. Now, if we take a look inside here and we take a look how this trade actually worked, our buy was right down here. So it is about as good as it gets given the intraday chart yesterday. Almost bottom ticked it on that move down. JMIA really turned around, had a strong rest of the day, closed at the highs, looked like it was trying to go higher here. So as far as the actual trade plan here, let's keep this in perspective. This was a swing trade. They do have earnings in 14 days. So the plan here to trade this into earnings, maybe it runs up into earnings. And if you're able to get some gains, then you can leave some of this on at no cost or no risk because you've taken profits on partial of the other, and then maybe hold a trailer for earnings. Well, giddy up because that happened in one damn day yesterday. These calls closed at plus 120% yesterday per risk rules with options trades, especially on swing trades. When one of those trades goes 100%, sell half, the rest of your position is free. And now you can just kind of sell those at different levels for profit. So Nate, not going to tell you how to trade. Your risk is your own, and it's going to be for you to figure out. But boy, oh boy, did we hook one yesterday. Just make sure that you follow your risk management plan. That is what I'm here to tell you today, not to open or close, but follow your risk management plan. I have peeled half of the position off at 100%, slightly over 100%. It is now impossible for me to lose on this trade. We only have a little position left here. So what we're going to do is try to trade this into any existing move. We're going to make sure that this doesn't go against us. At this point, probably going to hold a small piece here through the earnings just in case this thing gets wild. Should be able to book some more gains on that run up into it. All right. So glad that worked out yesterday. Yeah, go ahead, 13.
Still think 17 is possible in JMIA. That just looks like where the price wants to go. I know that we're already very extended here, so not sure if if we could pop in the morning and go in that direction, but I imagine we get some pullback as well because of how extended we are. So, but I still think 17 looks like that's where the price wants to head. No guarantee. It's just a technical level that I have.
Protect your trade when it works this much, this quickly, always a good sign. Protect your trade, protect your capital at all costs, and then let your winners run. Okay, what other stocks do we want to take a look at here? Jonathan Cooper, I know that you mentioned SMFL just a second ago. This is one that we've seen off of the relative volume scanner quite a bit. Stock's kind of hurting here, but popping now. Actually popped as high as 269 and came back in a little bit here. Did we have news associated with this?
I think if folks are trading this in pre-market, I think AZTR is trying to push into new highs. Sorry to take the attention off.
No, we'll go to that here. I don't see any catalyst for this, so would like to know what you saw here. This is popping though, so we'll see if this gets rolling when we get into the regular session. Here is AZTR. Let's take a look at that. 4 minutes till we open here. What do you see here? 13 just kind of flagging near the top.
Yeah, it's kind of putting a bullpen in. I think it's in the current candle right now. The current 5 minute candle I'm looking at is green with the decent real body at the moment. It just needs a little bit more volume. We could start pushing up through 577. But that's just kind of what I'm looking at right now. I just noticed that the volume start to seem to appear to increase. But just wanted to kind of put that out there in case this is we're seeing this breakout. Still have 665 as my upside target from here.
Okay, awesome. We'll see if we get that. The pre-market high here that we're going to need to break 573, it looks like. So we'll see if we end up getting that here. Okay, Amanda wants to take a look at 5. All right, this is 5 below. All right, so let's start here with the daily chart here. 5 below is really below. What happened here recently? FA investigation, 5 below. Investors contact the firm. I don't know what this investigation is for here. 5, huge move down here. What was this on? This was, what am I missing here?
Let's see.
It's not just that my chart is broken or something like that. Hang on one sec. Hang on one sec there. Okay, so this was from from the day before. So, okay, so 5 here. Amanda, I guess the first question, let me see if we can get, this, I feel like my chart is displaying improperly. No, I guess their 15-minute chart gives you a little bit of a more clear picture. We'll work off this. So, Amanda, the question here is going to be, is this bottoming process done, right? Is this a potential bounce spot here? If we go back to that daily chart here, it sure looks like the RSI is telling us that we kind of want to bounce here. You go ahead.
I see that the CEO just abruptly exit. There was a forecast cut, and Barclays was concerned the stock was downgraded. This was all last Thursday, so I know it's late, but I think it might be related to that a little bit. I'm not sure. And then look at AZTR. There's that move I was talking about.
Okay, so Amanda here, I'm thinking it was their CEO resigning. I'm looking for a long-term swing or some options. So, okay, so the first thing that we need to decipher here is this worth buying the knife, right? We've talked a little bit about buying weakness, holding your nose and buying this, that, and the other thing. Five Below, not a company that I follow or I'm really interested in, but I see the appeal of trying to play this for a snapback, especially given the RSI and the abrupt move down. Just trying to keep this in perspective, since the end of March, the stock has moved from 209 and change down to a 78 handle here.
15 seconds.
Wild. Okay, we're about to open in 15 seconds. Let me get the main workspace with the scanner up here. Also going to remind you that the stream is sponsored by Trade the Pool. Oh, I lost the banner there. Sorry, Trade the Pool, folks. If you need a prop firm, check them out. They're great guys. Also have a stock competition starting on Monday. We are open.
And there's AZTR. Hope people were listening to me when I was saying it's looking like it's going up, because here it goes. Oh man, right through a couple of those levels that I had earlier. So we blew through 665 and got right up to 730.
All right. Right through it. Spread. This is going to halt here, isn't it? 731.
Yes, it's halted.
If it holds here, it should halt, right? Wow, big move out of the open. All right. Well, so I got to know who's trading AZTR today and halted. Okay. All right, Jane, looks like a little scalp here. Jane, we'll start with that. Hey, I didn't play the Borat one by accident here today.
Very nice.
All right. AZTR, nice little start there.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Nice little start there, folks. Adial moving off that VWAP here, looking like it's trying to go to the pre-market high here. Got that value at what? 186. Here we go.
Is trying to break through 180. There's a huge wall there.
They took it. They refilling it.
I don't know what they're doing with it. It's not really going down in value. There we go. Now they took it.
184.5 has some size here on Adial.
190 next upside target. 212 after that. There's 189. Boom. Nice, Rick.
Yeah, nice job there, Rick. Boy, you guys hitting them early here. You just love to see that. You love to see that.
Tusk doesn't look as good.
Let's take a look.
If this breaks down from here, I'd be looking at let's call it 410, 412 as support. Let's see if we get that. This is not moving as fast, so I guess keep it on your radar, but I wouldn't be jumping into anything right here with that one.
Okay, NKGN getting a number of mentions here in the chat. We'll take a look here. Don't really see anything yet with this one. Don't really see any volume here. Really need the volume to pick up for us to be interested in this.
Now remember, yesterday, this one we saw very low volume out of the gate as well. So this one took a while. It took about until 1040 before this really started to get going. So that could be the same situation here with this one. Now, the high that it made yesterday was 135, and we're not too far away from that. So I would be looking for it to break that. You look at our trading ladder here that I'm sure some brokerages have. 15,500 shares at 137 needs to get taken out in order to get more upside going here. And it'll break the 135, but that's the level it needs to break out of, this 137 past all those orders.
See if we end up getting that here today. Okay.
ADIL at 2.
Okay.
And there's my 212 target.
218 is the actual high print there. Really good call on Adial here.
250. We call it 250, 251 be the next upside target here, but it looks like it's starting to reverse.
I think lightning into this pop, really a smart tactical thing there. Really good job for those day trades.
Oh, pushing higher.
ONDS going crazy. Thank you, Brad. Look, we'll take it. This is I'm still underwater, so no victory laps. This was a long-term investment that did not go well from the start. Thankfully, given everything that's going on here, we have been able to dollar cost average and lower some of the average in here. Would love to see ONDS keep up the move here to the upside. Really good stuff. But again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. So far here, good morning. Indeed. Now, I did see 13. You might have something here pressing, but I did see Robert mention Disney below 90 earlier. This is one that you have been all over from not only the technicals, but the fundamentals at the company and everything. You gave an excellent trade thesis last night out to the happy hour group. And look, the very, very next day it's moving in this direction. 13. What do you got here on Disney?
So I don't know what the news is that's pulling this down some more, unless it's just a continuation from what we already know. But apparently there's going to be a strike at Disneyland in California. The Teamsters at Disneyland overwhelmingly voted, and other union members as well, to conduct a strike with, I think, their 14,000 plus workers. That's going to be really, really bad for the company that sees a lot of business. Pretty much every day. It's going to hurt their ticket sales. It's just going to hurt them in numerous ways if they if all the workers just kind of walk off the job and Disneyland doesn't operate. They also have problems with their streaming. They continue to put out stuff that there that nobody's really interested in. The quality of their content has really gone down in recent years. They have some serious brand damage, and I don't know how long it's going to take for them to repair this. But eventually one day this company could be good. But I think that this has a visit with, in my opinion, it should be under 80.
Okay, now this looking at this daily chart here, this 80 level, a very, very key level that 13 is referencing. We've actually double bottomed here and tested that level back in October of last year. It's also coincides with the COVID low trend here, clearly down, gapping down now. Looks like we've got an incoming death cross here with the yellow line crossing through the blue line there, which is the 50 going through the 200 to the downside. So we'll see here. Disney to 80. That sure seems like that could go on. The one thing I will say here, again, RSI really, really slammed here. So maybe there's a bounce, maybe there's a move back up. I'd be curious to know if that's a short trigger entry for you.
Yeah, I mean, it could trade back up and fill the gap to the upside that we made this morning, which would be at about, what was this, 93. Hold on, 93.49. So we'll just call it 93.50 to make it easy on ourselves. So 93.50, we could see it trade back up there. That would give us a little bit of relief from the RSI being so low, and then it could trade a little bit sideways some more and go down lower. I really believe that this is not a well-managed company anymore. They have a real big content problem. I mean, you can tell just ever since the stock ran up into that board situation where they were trying to I'm trying to think of the name. You know who it was, right?
I'm sorry, I was answering a work-related Slack.
The board, or that gentleman who was trying to get his folks on the board and not Iger's. Why can't I think?
Is that Peltz?
Peltz, thank you.
Nelson Peltz.
Yes. So as soon as that decision got handed down, and they figured out, okay, well, now we know who's going to be around the board and who's not. Stock sold off. They wanted Peltz. I think that's a clear indication that that's what the shareholders wanted. They wanted Peltz to run this thing.
Yeah.
And as soon as that he was out, stock sold off, and it's been selling off ever since.
AZTR is open here. This traded up. Looks like it went above 10. Did we get prints above 10? And indeed we did. Boy, that not right easy for me to say. Right to 10. Pulled off that a little bit, but it is holding here. AZTR, this has got some strength going here today.
Blew through all the other levels that I have. So now we're just in a huge upside territory, all the way up until the 20s, it looks like.
Wild stuff here early on. Rick just absolutely crushing it again here on AZTR. Let's go, Rick. You love to see it. Great stuff on AZTR. This looks like this might be setting up for another move. We're talking a lot about Chipotle. Chipotle up here in the pre-market, up in the regular session. Are we running into earnings on Chipotle? We shall see. I will definitely wait this one out. Cannot wait to see what Chipotle's earnings are going to be here.
Robert has a great point here about Deadpool 3. I think that's probably the most anticipated film that they've been coming out with all year. For the majority of people that watch Disney movies, that his point about short-term shorts is correct, I think, and that's probably something that you just want to maybe wait out if you're bullish or if you're bearish Disney. I have to look and see when that actually comes out. I think it might be this weekend. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think it is. I think for his thing, he's saying it's this weekend.
But you know, that's like their second. It's probably going to be their second blockbuster of the year. I think In and Out or Inside Out 2 was their first one, which isn't great because we're already halfway through the year. So that's not a good number to have. This is your second. This is potentially your second biggest blockbuster of the year, and we're already halfway through summer. I don't know, folks.
Not a good sign there. Real quick here, Jonathan Cooper mentioning SMFL. We talked about this one a little bit. This did ramp above those pre-market highs. We're pulling now. Wonder if there's a potential trade in here. Let me know what you guys think on a potential bounce trade here. SMFL maybe taking out those highs. Looks like Bex on Zap here. Zap did curl. It was higher in the pre-market as well. So Zap looks like that's kind of curling up here also.
Let's see if SMFL can hold 260. That would be more interesting to me, for a trade if it can do that. I already have levels in this for some reason. It's almost like it's something we've traded before.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So 295 is one level I have. We just broke that. Next is going to be 350 and then 425 and then 510.
Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see what else is going on here.
AZTR looks like it's trying to make another move. Now remember, be careful with AZTR because this one is a very low float. These moves up are great, really, really fast. Can be just as fast going down with how low the float is. Just be careful.
Elon taking a stab at CrowdStrike here. Okay. CrowdStrike here, long 260. So looks like you did pick that bottom pretty good here. CrowdStrike so far bouncing off that 260 level here, Elon. That a short-term trade, longer-term trade? Be curious to know who's going to start dipping their toes in here on CrowdStrike.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at a bigger chart here as well. I know we really kind of plunged through that 200-day.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens at 240.
This I got this at about anywhere between 265 and 270 was some resistance back from 2021 on CrowdStrike. And it looks like we're kind of in that area. It'll be interesting to see if we find any type of support here. RSI just completely roasted here at 18. CrowdStrike coming back to the VWAP. Elon saying this is a day trade only. Okay, really smart stuff there. Sorry, 13?
No, I said, okay. Like I was just wondering what he was doing with that. AZTR, man, this thing is going to break 10 here in a second, it looks like. Jeez.
Super strength here in AZTR.
And there it is. Boom. Huge move over 10.
And a huge pop. Yeah, huge pop above 10. Spread out there. See, this is the type of move that you want to be selling into. Smoke Tuna, you have been saying recently earlier this week, don't buy the tops. Don't buy the tops. You are correct. This is the area that you want to be selling into on those pops. So good job if you reloaded on that pullback there. It was a good spot there, 13.
Yeah, appreciate that. For AZTR, I know some folks are wondering, how high does this go? Well, when you look at a daily chart, you can see that we're getting into pretty much a gap territory. From the gap started like earlier this year in February, and there's, gosh, how much is it here? It's about $17 or $18 worth of a gap. We could fill this. We could absolutely fill this today with how volatile this thing is. But remember, that is no guarantee that this has a low float. So you could be like, oh yeah, this thing's going up there. It's going up there. Everything's looking great, and then all of a sudden, some sellers like, this is good enough here, and takes profits and just wipes everybody out. So, just keep that in mind. God, we're into the 11 handle now. This thing could just keep on repping too. So just manage your trade well, folks.
And I wanted to flip real quick here to GovX. Crow, I know you were mentioning GovX here. This was higher in the pre-market, running higher here out of the open on some volume, but AZTR, the main draw here today.
It's going to halt again.
Yes, it is. If it holds right here, this is going to halt. There it is. By the way, while we were taking a look at that, WHLR, I think someone mentioned this here in the chat, Crow. Yep, another halt up here on Wheeler Real Estate.
Yep, and maybe ADIL, now that AZTR has halted, ADIL might get another push. Once something's halted, traders are like, well, what else is moving? Oh yeah, ADIL.
Might as well take a look at that.
So now it's trying to push up through 212, that level I have, and the next one is 250, 251. There it goes.
There it is. Let's see if we break this high here.
Yep, 219. That was the intraday high about 10 minutes ago. Looking a little weak. Got a lot of sellers to chew through there. The 220s.
Yep. I see some at 215, 216, and 218 too on the way up to that 20-cent handle. Sorry.
Yep. Well, it looks like Tusk had a brief pop about 5 minutes ago. So
came back into VWAP after that pop.
Pretty much sideways.
Robert calling it Mira having some knife actions here. So Mira, the big. So how many of you folks traded Mira after the show yesterday? That thing was an absolute ripper. Here we go, backing off a little bit here today. Let's see if we go lower. What's up?
Oh, it was just funny because we were talking about that trend line that we were looking for it to get broken, and holy crap, once that got broken, it was off. It just was a Hulk fest right after that, just bam, 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 all the way up to let's see. Initially, it was up to like 375, came in a little bit, and then it just started trading sideways and halted up again all the way to 546.
Here's your chart from yesterday, right? We broke through that trend line, and just as you're saying, 13, just halt fest all the way up. Then we had halts near the close again here. Mira giving some of that back here today, but this still in play here today. Let's see.
All right.
Around 548. Okay.
Thank you, Crow, for mentioning ADIL. That did break out, got up to 239. Now we're looking at that 212 level as support. So we'll see if we get that. And if we do continue to get support for about 10, 15 minutes above this, I think we could end up going in higher and trying to take out that 250 level that I mentioned earlier.
DKNG here trying to take out its 20-day moving average. Remember, this came back in. This was a great trade setup as well. DKNG having a nice open here. CMAX, this is one from yesterday, Robert. We didn't even take a look at this one yet here today. This looks like this might break the pre-market low and go lower here on CMAX.
We
How's
have
Tesla doing today? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that because folks were mentioning it in chat. It's kind of sideways, I guess, given the tweet. Yeah, I mean, there's Elon tweeted out some stuff earlier today that is not going to be very pleasing to the Chinese president. So I'd expect some pretty significant headwinds ahead for Tesla in China as a result. We'll have to wait and see if that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So Elon making some waves with the Chinese government there. We'll have to see how that plays out here. Tesla looks like we're just giving them back its pre-market gains here, right?
Probably.
So, yeah. We are red here, but Tesla pretty much just giving back its pre-market gains.
ADIL hit the next upside target. So there's that now. So 252 got up to on ADIL. That's great stuff. The next upside target I have is 317. I don't know that it's going to necessarily get up there on this particular candle. It might need to go sideways a bit, or it might reverse from here. Just can't really say with how neutral it looks at the moment, but it's hitting the upside targets and it's starting to slow down. You can see by the volume that's what's happening.
Real quick here, Wally. So this is a bug that's in process of getting fixed. I'm going to go ahead and put a log out link in the chat here. Go ahead and log out from your account and then log back in, and it will resolve this issue. I'll look into why you didn't get a response. That is abnormal for sure, but I know that we can fix this here. So just go ahead, use that log out link, log back in, and then refresh your platform, and that should resolve it.
Yeah, Jay Summers, that reversal alert on ADIL from Thinkorswim, that might actually be a good alert right here. I'm seeing a lot more sell orders pile in. They could get taken out, but it does look like it's getting a little bit weaker. Just have to watch the volume. The volume will tell you everything. If the volume comes in and takes out these orders, we're going higher. But I think that's a good good indication by Thinkorswim. I would definitely be taking profits out here just for my own safety.
Okay, good stuff there.
AZTR open, and it hit a high of 1160, getting a large red candle for the first time today. VWAP is actually down at 708. I don't know that we'll head there that quick, but if we start going down, we're going to start looking at levels that we're breaking out of. So 840 going to be the first level I'll be looking for support in AZTR.
I'm going to turn my air conditioning on here real quick, 13. I'm going to drop for just 1 second. I'll be back in about 20 seconds. All right. I'm going to leave AZTR on screen because this is the stock du jour.
Yeah, it is. And it's
trying
to push. Okay. And it's trying to push up higher right now. I don't know that we're going to get a whole lot out of here, seeing that there's a bit of a fight happening. If you've been trading this morning, you've done excellent. All right, here we go. We're pushing up higher now. Boom. 1187. $12. Like I said, until we get into the 20s, I don't have really any idea where this tops out at, because we're just kind of in a gap at the moment. But been a great trade on this one so far. The bottom of the gap is 885. Yeah, where we broke out of. So we're kind of just in this gap right now. Could do anything. Looks like SMFL is trying to come back, recapturing VWAP at the moment after falling down all the way to the 15 EMA on the 5-minute. Looks like 295 is going to be the next upside target I have with this one. We broke over it earlier and came back in. Second time up here, we might actually break above and hold it. And if that's the case, I'm going to want to see 350 get taken out next. So 295 and then 350. ADIL. Bit of a red candle there. So far, Thinkorswim was, giving you a correct indication. Haven't broken down beneath the 212 level yet. That's what we're going to want to see next if this reversal is happening. But so far, it's kind of repeating the pattern that it did about 20 minutes ago, where we put in a red candle and have a green candle. Red candle and a green candle. So let's see if this is what happens next. If we get a green candle that breaks us out to new intraday highs, current high 254.
Was that Adel?
That was at Adel.
I was just guessing based on the price. Good to see.
Yeah. And we did get a little reversal when Thinkorswim was telling folks to take profit. Got support from the previous level of 212. Now we're pushing back up to 252 and through.
There we go on Adel. Here's CrowdStrike continuing. Elon getting a shout out here from Rusty Cal in the chat. Indeed, CrowdStrike, that was a great day trade buy there. We are above VWAP going, looking like CrowdStrike trying to continue going here. Nice little red-green move here as well. Good stuff, Elon. Let us know how you're doing on that. Wally, shoot me an email. I will try to work with you after the show here.
Okay, something's up here.
Something's up with what?
My platform for trading. All of a sudden, I'm not getting data.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Broker outage. I mean, you sound fine, so I don't think it's your internet connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my internet connection. It's got to be the broker. Just not getting any data. Good thing I don't have any orders pending. So
Soar here through the VWAP. This is a penny stock. 81 cents here. GE reported earnings here this morning. They're moving higher. Spotify reporting earnings, still holding out at that pre-market high spot.
sorry, folks. I got to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, I want you to get that solved as well. Just goes to show you every broker can have problems.
Yeah, it's got to be something going on with the brokerage because I'm not getting any data, like no information, no account information on my app either.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, so I guess I'm out for the moment, but I guess I can just tell you what I'm seeing. Let me get an update here. Maybe there's some updating I need to do. What are we looking at so I can...
I'm looking at AZTR here. It's in a 1050 handle. It's kind of holding that area. And we're also kind of looking at CrowdStrike here because that has turned into a great little trade. That's kind of finding some resistance here. We'll see if it goes higher than this 268, 270 level. Chipotle continuing to its highs, by the way.
Yeah, you know...
Amanda, 13 is having an Office Space printer moment. I'll tell you this. If we see 13 get the Louisville Slugger out of the corner of the office, we know that there is some trouble brewing there. We'll see if he ends up smashing something here. Jay wants to know what broker are you using?
Webull.
Webull.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. I probably said it wrong. Sorry.
I'm probably saying it wrong too.
Okay. Looking around here. SMFL, that's what some of you guys were on earlier. That's right here at the VWAP on SMFL. AJ Walker saying Weeble's fine for him. So maybe that is an update or something like that, 13. I don't know.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. I updated nothing. It's account information that it's not that coming up. So I'll have to figure out what that's about.
Hopefully we get that resolved here for you. And let's check in on JMIA, folks. Again, this is why we outline that plan right at the beginning. Make sure you take your gains when you have them, especially with options. The pullback here has started. See what else is on our scanner here. SPWR, another one of those penny stocks you folks mentioned. That looks like that's returning to the high here. It's, of course, SunPower. Home sales due in 5 minutes. Jonathan Cooper, we will bring that to you as soon as it comes out. DHR. Right back to the VWAP. DNS. Seeing some of the bigger names here on the relative volume scanner as well. See anything in there? How's UPS doing after their earnings? Yes, took another leg lower here out of the open. Let me bring up UPS on a bigger chart here and see if we can't figure out where a potential spot is for UPS. Now, UPS normally a read on the consumer. Yeah, UPS continuing to break down here. I think that here, let me go to my bigger chart here. This is one of the things that we're looking at here on UPS. This actually might have been a pretty decent day trade here. The break of this support right here, 133. I know we were a little bit lower there in the pre-market, but we probably have a gap fill coming up here. 124 fills that gap to the downside, ticker UPS.
SMFL just broke out of $3 up to 320. So that 295 level we were looking to get taken out, that got taken out. Now it's headed up to 350, 331 current high. Yeah, I am not exactly sure what's going on here. I'm looking at my account information. I see everything except the information about the account.
Your Weeble is wobbling.
Yeah.
Fairchild got all.
Yeah, ADI also going higher. Oh, I'm sorry, we were talking about SMFL. ADI also going higher. Yeah.
SMFL did break through the 3 here. It looks like it's going for that high spot. Here is ADIL still up, new highs there on ADI. We just needed to switch to it 13. That's all. 275 here, your high print, some size above it at 280. See if ADIL has the strength to go through it. Fairchild camping up north. That sounds like a lot of fun. Hopefully you had a good time with the fam. Rustical saying log out and log back in if you haven't tried that already. Amazon ripping. Nando, good to see you this morning. Amazon, indeed. I caught a little bit of the discussion earlier with Triple D. They were looking at UPS earlier, talking about Amazon and how Amazon seems to be delivering mostly its own packages. I still get packages from UPS, but I never really choose UPS anymore. I wonder if Amazon is kind of trading up in as kind of like an opposite of UPS. Amazon up near the highs here. Take a look at some of the indexes here. Q's about flat, just basically green. Okay. Robert, I have 3 accounts: Schwab, Interactive Brokers, and Trade Zero. They all suck to me, but probably mostly operator error. Well, Robert, at least you're spreading it out there amongst 3 brokers. UPS numbers trash indeed.
Yeah, they were. They
UPS,
were actually
UPS
really,
going lower here.
really bad. I think something something about their operating expenses increased. Maybe it was something else, some other metric that was up or down 30% year over year. Can't remember exactly which one it was, but I looked at that and I thought to myself, that's bad.
CrowdStrike did trade above that 270 there. Looks like it went to 272 and change, almost 273, and backed off that spot here. See if CrowdStrike loads up again. This one looking good. This was really good call from our chat earlier here today. Sentinel One, here's another one that we've been looking at recently. That's higher here. How's PanW doing as well? PanW just kind of flat here. Adial going for 3. There is some size at 3. Wonder if we see a pop through that 3 level here if we get that on Adial. Elon beginning to slowly unload CrowdStrike between 270 and 271. Elon, register ring. That was a great call. Appreciate you bringing that to the group here today. Here we go. Adial at 3. They took a big chunk of that. Still a lot left. Looks like they're filling it with some more here too. First move through that wasn't strong enough. We'll see if we have more strength here on the second attempt. Adial backing off that high spot here. A little bit of a pullback here on that first test. AJ or Jaywalker, sorry, I'm never sure how to pronounce your name. That'll be my first 100% trade if it does on Adial. I'm rooting for you, man. Let's go ahead and get it. We'll give you that register ring when we do get it. Existing home sales. Jonathan, you're reporting that it's cold here. Those numbers, existing home sales for June, 3.89 million versus the 3.99 million estimate. The prior reading was 4.11 million. U.S. existing home sales month over month for June, minus 5.4% versus a minus 0.7 prior. So definitely some cold numbers there. Chris, take care of yourself. Good start to the open here. Chris saying, gotta take what the market gives you. Really smart advice there, my friend. Profit on SPX calls at the open. Got the Tesla opening bounce as well. Tesla actually moving lower here. We'll pull that up in a sec. Thinking I might be done in this volatility. See you later. Chris, good discipline move there. Don't give any of your profits back in the chop, right? We'll wait and see if something sets up. We've actually been getting some pretty decent power hours too, so maybe returning near the close might give you another setup there. All right, let's see what else can we roll through here. Here's AZTR. That did almost come back into the VWAP. We'll see if it gets there. SLRX, haven't seen that on the scanner here. That popped and came back in. Okay, so that's just reaching the volume threshold there, which is what's happening.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not as verbal right now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here with this account.
Yeah, man, it's that is no problem. Hoping you're able to get that resolved. Let me know if I can help you in any way. I don't know how I would, but Philip Morris can never buy this company, but Philip Morris trading higher. Adial's still at that 276 spot. Maybe we're coming back up here. Okay, so maybe this is going to be your second attempt here on Adial. Let's see if it goes back towards 3 here. We do have some size that looks like it's moved down here to 291 and 290. Volume's still looking pretty decent here. We'll see if Adial's got the strength to move back up to 3 here. UPS 128. UPS down almost 12%. Mira down 42%. Big pullback. Another reason, sell those winners when you have them. Seeing Abercrombie calls coming, although that's just small. Never mind. That's real small. I was looking at another one. Looking at the NVIDIA one that was right over it. Unfortunately, those were NVIDIA puts, by the way, 122s. NVIDIA kind of rolled off its highs there.
Good job, Vintage. Take care.
Yeah. We'll highlight this one here. I'll give you a barrage of sound effects. Had my biggest green day ever. AZTR, Adial, SMFL, bowing out now. Thanks, guys. You are more than welcome. Thank you for participating. Enjoy all of that. Great job here this morning. Vintage Tool Restorations. Love that handle too, man. Let's take a look here at Tesla. So NVIDIA kind of rolled over here. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla's still moving lower here. You think this is on that China stuff?
I don't see any other catalysts.
Yeah, me either.
AZTR is trying to push up.
AZTR did curl. Didn't quite come in and touch that VWAP, at least not on the VWAP here in Trade the Pool. But it's starting that bounce already. How spread is this? Actually, spread doesn't even look all that terrible at the moment. Let's see if we go for some of those highs here. We do have that high print here, 1208. So plenty of room if this can get rolling. So the SPY is pulling.
So
SPY's at the highs.
I'm starting to see some of my account info come back on the website, not the brokerage yet. It's slowly coming back. So there must be some kind of issue they're having over there.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't check for you, but maybe I should. Let me search X here for Weeble, just the keyword Weeble, and see if anyone else is reporting this. Please put positions are gone, WTF. Can't imagine being short any of the top gainers when the Weeble platform goes down. Unable to close positions on Weeble.
Yeah.
There are other people going through the same thing that you are, 13. So at least it's not isolated to you. I'm going to leave that column up, and I'll let you know if I see anything on a resumption.
No, I appreciate it.
You'll know before I will.
They're gonna have hell to pay for that. Fortunately, I wasn't in anything when this went down. Like really fortunate.
Yeah. And it looks like it's not affecting everyone. Jaywalker not having any issues all day, having problems. So seems to just kind of be a hodgepodge. Okay, well, 13. I'm just glad it didn't really hit you too much. That's the worst, right? That's the worst. We're always responsible for our trades, even if a platform goes down. Ray saying everything's working for him as well. Seems to kind of be spotty there. SOAR, that penny stock that you guys mentioned earlier, rejected at the VWAP. Let's see if we can get above that. Tusk, this is one from our list earlier. Tusk lost its VWAP. See if that can get reclaimed. CrowdStrike 271 here. Above 271, CrowdStrike. No, I tell you what, that call, Elon boy. Oh, today is your day, dude.
All right.
Followed you into that one.
All my stuff's back now.
Hey, your stuff's back. Looks like Bex is working as well. Okay. AI Rod, let's go. No issues. Okay. Glad to have you back, 13. Welcome back.
Yeah, but I missed so many damn good opportunities.
Thankfully, tomorrow is a new day, and there's still a lot left of today.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Well,
MNTS, I think I saw someone mention this earlier. This is another penny stock.
Is it Alrod? I have never had an issue with Webbo like this before, so this is a first time thing for me.
So it's funny that you asked that. I'm not sure if it's Alrod or AI Rod, but I think one day we just started joking during the AI craze that his new name is AI Rod. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. It's 10:07. Yeah, and most of the greatest trades happen, in the first couple of hours.
We've seen that the best trading opportunities have been around the open and around the close. Yeah. SOLV, ticker SOLV. Shout out, stay focused if you're out there. This up today on a Trian partner stake. Now, this isn't really moving here, just kind of sitting here at 56, but it did pop here. This ticker SOLV. Not really a whole lot of movement here.
No, David Lee, it's true. All you have to do is just look at the indexes, and you'll see that most of the volume's in the beginning and the end of the day.
Same issue with JJ saying same issue with Trade Zero last week. Lasted 4 or 5 hours. Was a provider outage. So I can actually speak to that. That I understand. That's actually something that we deal with here. When you rely on data from other sources, you are at the mercy if they experience some type of either outage problem or even if they update something and then something else is different. So I totally understand that. Good news about that is that it, generally speaking, fixing a problem like that is just involved in wiring up the new data source or whatever is changed to the endpoint.
Boeing is getting a boost right now after it's been there was an announcement that Macquarie Air France orders 2737 MAX 8 jets.
Yeah, Qatar Airways announces order for 20 more Boeing 7779 passenger jets, expanding the carrier's 77X order book to nearly 100 airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good mention there, 13.
I saw that it was moving up, and I was like, "What's it doing?" And
yeah,
noticed that
Boeing up almost 1% here, 181.
It was getting, it was looking pretty beat up too. Yeah.
Smita asking about day trading DJT. So what I'll say here is I don't think every day from now to the election is going to be a good day to trade this. Things volatile. We've looked at that an awful lot. There's likely to be, a whole lot of back and forth. I think you can probably pick your spots. It's at least worth looking in the morning and seeing what's going on there, seeing if there's a catalyst or something like that, seeing if maybe it's at some key level here. Definitely worth checking on, but not necessarily a given on every day.
It looks like it could go as low as $30 before it finds some support. $30, that particular level has been some pretty good support in this year.
Our shout out to our chat. We've had people on both sides of that trade making money. So stay focused. Good morning. You are here. That is interesting. Appreciate you sharing some news early in the morning. I'm a morning person, so the fact that you want to share stuff early is really helpful. Weird stock for sure. It's interesting that Tryon would dig into this space. Independent healthcare company with a primary focus on addressing healthcare challenges. It delivers its diverse product portfolio spans healthcare industry, including medical solutions, oral care, health information systems, and separation and purification services. So interesting there.
JMIA got up to $15 and it's leaking.
Yep.
It's
lower. Indeed. Now it did looks like the sell-off has stopped here intraday. Thankfully, this has been a absolute zero stress trade here today, following the rules from yesterday and peeling some of those off. Just kind of taking a look at this. Let's look at the option chain here. So if this thing really started to move back down and those calls moved below $1, probably just close the rest of the position out there and book those gains. Remember, the entire cost basis has already been booked on that 100% move. Jay Weil, good to see you this morning as well. SLRX, we took a brief look at that earlier. Came all the way back in and rocketed. It's got that volume pop that we were looking for on SLRX. Wow, this continues to go here. This is a great call. I'm sorry I didn't get to this one earlier, Jay. This thing absolutely ripping here. Was there? Let me see SLRX. Let me take a look at that news feed again. Can't place that. Nope. Tuesday we had a Form 8 here. What's going on?
Looks like we're starting to get some lowered volume in some of these names that we're running this morning.
SLRX, this is a massive move. This didn't get halted, did it? Yeah, it did. Trading halt right here. Man, Jay, you hooked one. You hooked one. Indeed, Elon, keep it up. I'm going to give you a nudge of the registering. And I love the scaling out. I love the scaling out that you're doing here. Really good stuff on that trade.
Rob wants CCL. I'll take a look at that.
Sure. Bring up CCL here. How the boat's doing here this morning. Ooh, nice little move here for CCL.
Yeah, actually, if you back out quite a bit.
Well, let me, I'll tell you what, let me get a bigger chart up here and we can take a look at it as a group. Yeah, let's do that here real quick. Boom, boom, boom.
you get a bigger chart, I think you're going to see that we're kind of at a pretty important level here,
right here.
like a important potentially breakout level.
So here you go. Good mention here, Rahat. This does actually look like this is trying to break out. Love seeing the higher lows here. Still stopping at what do we call that? 1950, or is that actually 20?
No,
yeah, 1962 ish.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So yeah, I'd be looking for the break of that high from December 22nd, which is 1974. Don't know how high it's going to go if it breaks out from there, but it looks like this is setting up to do exactly that.
Robert saying, I think one of those boats has earnings soon. So here, let me just check real quick. Let's do calendar earnings, CCL earnings. Let's see. That's September. So yeah, so CCL is September. Let's check RCL here real quick. That is confirmed for the 25th. You are absolutely right. 2 days here. Before the market open on Thursday, July 25th, Royal Caribbean, ticker RCL, will be reporting those earnings. Conference call will come at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it should be back in full swing now that the Baltimore port's open.
Yep. Think we might get any information on that out of the report?
I don't know. I think that's pretty much all finished up now. I don't think there's. My understanding is that the port's open and pretty much. Well, the cruise lines anywhere are back to full operations. If that's not true, but please somebody correct me. But my understanding is that I don't think there's really anything more to talk about with regard to that and the cruise ships. There might be something on the logistical side with shipping that you could still play. Maybe the automotive side. I'm not sure, because that's the big port where GM and Ford ship out of.
IWM ripping here. You love to see it. Do we expect more rotation, or is rotation taking a pause? Or do we expect more rotation into IWM names? Curious to hear what the group has to say about that.
Let me take a look at IWM and see what the chart's telling us. Well, it's told us
good work this morning, Jay Walker. Have a great day. Send you away with a cash register ring.
Yeah, so IWM, we were getting pretty extended there after that 4 or 5 day rally up to 225. Couldn't get above that. Came back in, so we cooled off the RSI a bit. Now we're heating it up again, almost at 70. Trying to push. I think we're going to see IWM try to push through 225 this time up. If it does, I have 235 as an upside target. So we'll see if we get that.
Okay, 235 puts you right in here-ish, right at the top end of that area from June of 2021. Chris here saying it's still going to take a few months for shipping volume to return to Baltimore. Should be all right for the, or maybe it's all right, excuse me, for the cruise ships.
Yeah, I agree with that. After that hiccup, no problems anymore, so back to trading.
Knock on wood. I'll knock on wood for you right there.
NKGN new highs.
Oh, so it did. Okay. Is SLRX still halted? I think it is. SLRX, not slab. I don't know what I did there. It is.
Oh, man.
Do we ever look at IWN? I don't. No, I don't. So is this the Russell fair value? What is it?
Yeah,
okay.
It is.
Okay.
Like the RSP of SPY.
Okay. No, I actually am in the habit of just checking the IWM. MSTR perking,
which means
looking over at Bitcoin 66K.
Yep. With Bitcoin,
VRPX at the highs here.
It's been getting pushed down Bitcoin by these EMAs that I use. It's got to reclaim. I mean, if it's going to reclaim 67, it's got to get through a couple of EMAs, the 65 and the 200 on the 5 minute. I'm not going to make any real predictions on what happens with Bitcoin today, because I frankly am not sure.
Yeah, I never am. HODL has worked for me. Seeing a lot of penny stocks here on the scanner. Lux H Night Scope.
Crow mentioning SLRX.
Did that open?
Yeah.
Why does this keep happening? Dude, I am not typing this. This is driving me insane. Holy cow. All right, SLRX. This is open, moving higher here.
Is CCL double top on the weekly? I'll take a look at that for you. Stay focused.
Bring that up here for you. Here is your CCL.
So you could look at it as a potential triple top coming. The thing is that it looks like it's the price action has traded into a bit of an ascending triangle, and those are bullish. So we could break out of this. I think, in from what I understand, seeing this formation that we have set up here, I think a breakout seems more likely than a triple top breakdown. I think it could break out of this. Please don't just go on my thought only. Get other opinions, but my opinion is this breaks out.
Here is your ascending triangle. We'll see if that does break out of this. Yeah. CCL. Go back to my main workspace here. Okay, let's see what we got going. CLSK calls. I guess these must have been cheapies. 21 calls, yeah.
PLTR been holding up. Let's take a look at PLTR.
I'm gonna go back to trade the pool for that.
PLTR has been doing something that I've been looking for it to do, which is not break out of 2950. So that's good. I do want this to ultimately go higher, but I think because of this, been looking at this channel that we've had put in since 2020, and the top of that channel tends to be right around the 2950 area. So I'd like to see this, get rejected and come back in first for another opportunity to pick up some more. No guarantee that that's what will happen, but these the candles for the past few days haven't been looking too great. They look very undecided, so it could go either direction.
Robert mentioning that Serve making a comeback here. Serve up off those lows. Interestingly enough, the intraday low was the same as the pre-market low when we got news of that private placement. We're now back at VWAP here on Serve. Robert, what do you think? You think this can get some juice if maybe we build above this VWAP right here? I think I've got that VWAP at 12, right? 812, 810 maybe on here. See a little bit of size at 820, but nothing that this can't just roll through. CrowdStrike 273. Boy, oh boy, that was it. That was it. Amazon also at the highs. Bitcoin ramping as well currently.
Amazon, the big winner of the Mag 7 by a large margin. Tesla, the worst for obvious reasons. And it's probably Tesla where they're leaving and getting into Amazon. So there could be some disrotation within the Mag 7 as well. That's where everybody's been hiding out at.
CLSK here at the highs. Here is your CrowdStrike chart. Oh, let me give that to you here.
Okay.
What a great move here. A great call from our chat. Just absolutely love it. It's been a great day so far.
Smart for life with a knife.
That's SMFL, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Looks like DJT trying to get up to the intraday high. It's also about where the pre-market high was, so it looks like it wants 34. If it gets up there, I don't know that it breaks out from that level or not. It could just come right back in and just keep on going sideways.
SLRX here pulling off that high spot. Had the 387, that intraday high here. This is kind of pulled off of it. Amanda asking here. Oops. Sorry about that. Mike, great job here today. Nice job keeping your gains in your pocket. Registering for you. Amanda asking here, can you guys get me entry and exit levels for now? Ticker now, service now. We can take a look here and see what we see.
They report tomorrow after hours.
Yeah. So are you, well, I guess, first of all, are you looking to capture this for earnings? This also at a level here where it looks like if it takes this out, I mean, a move up to 786 just kind of fills that gap. And there's some resistance right above here, namely 807 and 817, 816 maybe in there. I'd definitely wait this out for earnings. I wouldn't be looking to play this for earnings. Looking at the RSI here, kind of in no man's land. Would like for this to kind of pull back to this 50-day and maybe get entry there, but it looks like we're actually trying to test a breakout of this topside level here at 776. So I'm curious. This to me would be a wait, but if you're actually trying to force this trade, maybe we can move up towards those 807 highs if we break this up. What do you think, 13? What do you think on this one?
I think if this doesn't fill that gap to the upside today, it could be going lower. Okay. I don't like the way this is. See, we were just talking about like a triple top and an ascending triangle. That's not what I'm seeing with this one. This one looks like this one looks more bearish to me. The gap that I'm referring to was put in from July 5th to 8th. It was a weekend gap. So from about let's see, where's the high here? So from the highs today, 775.97. From there till 785.92, there's a gap to fill. Now, if we don't get that, I don't think I'd be really encouraged about this stock.
Yeah, the other thing here, I'm looking at Thinkorswim here, and the market maker is predicting a 41.5 point move on those earnings. So
the upside?
Just a move. Just,
okay.
Just that is the implied move based on the options chain, either direction. Okay. So Amanda here had refined this a little bit and said options through earnings. So to me, then you would want to think that this can move more than $41 on that earnings print. Now, just kind of looking at where these highs are, 771 to 806, that's $35. I think if this beats and puts up a good number, yeah, it could probably trade back up there. If it trades above this 815, you'd be above that implied move, and you'd also have a pretty clean breakout here. In that case, I think your options would work. We sell off on this 771, 200 days here at 713, 50 days here at 740. So it looks like if we sell off here, we might kind of test this 730, maybe even a 725 level if that implied move is correct. I think the earnings is going to tell you here. Curious to know which direction you're going to play this through earnings. This would be a sideline play for me.
I'm just looking at one other thing here on this.
I'm going to go back to trade the pool and take a look at some of these. SLRX now above 4 here.
Yeah.
This was a great call, Jay Wild. Oh my!
I don't know what they're feeding everyone over at ServiceNow, but this company has not had an EPS miss for almost 10 years. They've only had a handful of revenue misses in the same time frame. I guess I'd be interested to see how that report comes out. If we have any kind of miss, then this thing is definitely going down. Because the last time that they had EPS misses, or I'm sorry, not EPS misses, revenue misses, was in 22, and that's when the stock was on the decline. So,
good question here, real quick. First of all, SLRX, huge move here. It looks like we're going for a 440 handle here. That would be your 200-day 446 on SLRX. Real quick, Matt is saying, what is the math behind the implied moves? UPS doubled its implied move. So I'll go ahead and throw just kind of a general thing that I've Googled in the past. To calculate the implied move, you must first find the at-the-money straddle. as close to the current price of the stock. If your platform doesn't provide a single transaction straddle execution, you can select the nearest strike price, add the call and the put options together. And I believe you want to multiply that by 80 or 85. In any case, check out that guide if you're interested in that. For what's worth noting, that Thinkorswim actually calculates this for me. Might be the same for other brokers as well. I don't know offhand, though.
So with UPS, and let me see, I need to double check and see if they actually already did this. UPS is filling a gap. Let's see here. The low today was what? 126.20. And the gap that I'm looking at is back from July of 2020. The gap to fill is going to be at 124.30. So we didn't really get there. Yeah, didn't really get there yet. So
you're welcome, Matt.
I still think there could be some more downside in UPS, but if we fill that gap, there could be also a reversal, especially when you look more to the left and see how there was that gap fill area where we get down to there was actually a big area of resistance for a number of years in UPS. Then in 2020, it blew up, broke out of there, and just hasn't been back since until today.
SLRX 5. Jay, dude, money here on SLRX. Money.
Wow.
Yeah, that actually went right through its 200-day. I would imagine people lightened there.
Oh, well, with all the hiccups I was having, there was no way I was going to be able to catch this one.
Well, I'm just glad you're not having any more hiccups, frankly, to be quite honest with you.
I'm back in the game.
That's what we wanted to hear. Daddy Backstrap saying, Ryan, you can also look at the 30 Delta strike option for that week, and that's the directional expected move. Okay. Didn't know that. Robert, wondering if we can get 6 here on SLRX. And what a rip. What a rip.
Had a lot of nice big movers today.
Yeah, we did.
Multiple 100% movers.
Alyssa, how's Andy doing? He loves those 100% ripper days.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I wonder if he's doing a happy dance over there. SMFL, wow, round trip on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those names from this morning are looking extra weak right now.
And look, one of the things that we've been saying with all of these stocks, no matter what the ticker is, don't be afraid to take gains when you have them, right? When you have them, take them because they disappear. And a lot of the times they disappear quickly here. AZTR actually dipped beneath its VWAP. We'll see if it can reclaim that. ADIL, same deal. Both of those right here at that VWAP.
Yeah, we've seen yesterday and previous weeks as well how a lot of these big runners in the morning, they can go through this action where they're just selling off and looking pretty weak, and later on after lunch hour they just start coming back.
Yeah,
I mean we had a couple of those yesterday too. CMAX was one of them. CMAX was doing really well. It did really well in the morning, and then it was pretty tired, and then after the lunch hour, boom, it just took off.
Oh, ELF. I actually typed in self there, AI Rod, but you meant ELF. ELF Beauty. This is actually a decent looking chart here. Maybe we curl here on ELF. So here is the bigger ELF chart. We almost came into that 200-day to test it. The last time we did that, we didn't quite get down there either, and we did make another move. See if ELF trades back up. And AI Rod, you looking to take this long here? Curious to know there. NKGN knifed. Watching that one here this morning. BBLG ripping. Oh, yeah, it is. On volume. Bone Biologics Corporation. I'm not familiar with this one.
Daddy Backstrap asking about liquid ETFs and tech that are not as expensive as the Qs.
Well, like isn't there that NVS for like Nvidia? It's not just tech itself. No, NV.
NVDS, but that's like
No, there's a
that's a
small one
short.
that Andy plays all the time. It's like
But
a
that
dollar.
I thought that was like a short.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So there are some ETFs. I don't know, because I'm just so, when I look at tech, I'm just so looking at the Qs or some of those levered ETFs like the SOXL, the chips, SMH, TQQQ.
Yeah, I really don't.
I don't
have,
know off the top of my head. Yeah.
I'd have to do more research on that. I'm sorry I can't give you a better answer. It's especially now because it's just not something I'm focused on. I think
Yeah.
some of these tech names are just really extended, and I think there's a little bit greater risk owning them up here. Okay, well, what's not breaking down right now? Looks
NVDY. Take a look at that here real quick. That one's only $27. That's an option income strategy ETF. I don't think I've ever traded that one. 13, I'm going to step away just for 1 sec. BRB.
Sure. NVDQ, NVDY, all tied to NVIDIA, I assume. Seems the case these days. Anything else you folks are looking at for a trade? Anything setting up for y'all? Looks like some of those names that were getting beat up, like AZTR and ADIL, maybe even SMFL. Yeah, they're kind of coming back a little bit, but beware. This could be some bear flag action. You might get tricked into going long here, so just be careful. What else, folks? VRPX is not breaking down. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to go on a smaller time frame. Now, what's the thought here? You wanted to go short on this. That's why what was the reason for looking at it to go down? Also, getting a mention with BBLG.
Yeah, I took a look at that one.
With VRPX, real quick, just it looks like it's trying to set it to go take the next leg higher, but watch the volume. If the volume's not there, it's not going to do that.
BBLG, no fresh news, at least not that I see, but it is ripping here on volume. Huge move.
Let's see if there's other metrics I can take a look at here to understand why that is. Well, I see that it's got a 1.069 million share float. It has short interest isn't of any interest. It didn't have any recent reverse splits, did 2 last year. And what is this about? There were some things last Thursday that may be relevant to this move. But I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but there could be something in here. Did this move on Thursday?
BBLG. Sorry, I was rolling through other tickers here while you were looking that up. My fault.
No worries.
What's going on here with the
Just do on Thursday.
Boom, 15.
If this did nothing on Thursday, then I think this is what we're seeing is the Thursday information.
Yeah, Thursday, July 18th. Didn't really do anything.
Okay, I think this is just a late move. Then that's what I would be going with, because if we look at the news and we look at what happened on Thursday, it says it was trading lower, but it seems like the news from that day also looks good, like the kind of thing that you would see a run off of. First 2 patients treated in a pilot clinical study with Bone Biologics NB1 bone graft device and spine fusion. Wow.
Smoke Tuna is saying just looks like a low float run here. It's kind of what it feels like.
Okay. I mean, that's entirely possible too.
No, I mean, hey, we're digging through any information we have.
No, that's totally possible that's what this could be as well. It's just I find it interesting. It didn't run on Thursday like I would have thought it would off news like this. So could be anything. That's what these stocks like to do. Could be anything.
They can be anything they want.
Be
Stay
anything.
focused here. So bringing another potential swing trade option or idea to us here. By the way, SPY backing off those highs there, coming back in towards 555. We'll see what happens there. Stay focused. This looks good. What say you? Ticker all, ALL. That's of course Allstate here. If we take a look at a bigger chart here, stay focused. I tell you what, this sure looks like a breakout incoming, right? Looks like we just kind of took out this double top when we pushed up to 180. We backed off a little bit, kind of resetting here. This should be really, really good for the RSI to kind of reset. Look at the move that we made in the RSI off this 160 level, totally into overbought. Maybe a little bit of consolidation here might set up for another move higher here. Breakout from 180. Stay focused. I like this. I do think this looks good. I'm curious to hear what 13 thinks on this.
Yeah, this is okay. So we did get that breakout, and it was like all on these price target increases, these coverages, these ratings that we were getting last week. I think that's part of this move. It does look like it's setting up in a bit of a bull pennant formation here. Not sure which day it's going to break out of this. It could even fill the gap to the downside before it turns around and goes higher. I would keep that in mind as well. 8 days until earnings.
I was just going to say, let's also keep in mind we've got 8 days until earnings. So stay focused. I would ask you here, just like I've asked everybody else, is this a move where you're kind of looking to capture that earnings print? Is this maybe we take out 180 as we trade up into earnings? What's the thought here on capturing that earnings print? I'm taking a look at some of the options here. The August contract, which does capture these earnings, has some pretty decent open interest in the 190 call. That has a 65-cent ask there.
Got a shout out to Webcoin. He helped me out here. I was looking at the dates for BBLG, and it's actually June, not July. So
okay,
it's more likely what Crow was saying then.
Tuna, it's just the low float runner. Yeah. It's hard. Look, it's hard to keep the name straight, especially when you're breaking down stuff. That's just how it goes.
Well, apparently I'm having trouble with the dates too.
The broker, the dates. Maybe it's just time to go back to that. We'll see.
Yeah, shutting down for today. Bye, folks.
We don't want to see that. Stay focused here. Smash up the like from my man 13. Let's get him to stay here real quick. That's what we'll do.
I'm not leaving.
Stay focused here. It's a swing until earnings, looking to sell before earnings. So you're looking for a short-term trade here, 7-8 days at the maximum as you're going to be out prior to those earnings. It's worth noting that that's Wednesday after the close. So it's going to be the last day in July after the close there. And the very next day will be the first day of the new month. That might be interesting. Does look like this is trying to break out here, just kind of looking at this. I mean, 190. I don't know if we get to 190. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Webcoin mentioned SLRX opened, and that.
Let's go back to that.
Came back in a little bit. AZTR that finally broke down. I don't want to say that there's more trades ahead of AZTR because you folks trade this how you're going to do it, but I would like to see $5 hold. That's where we got some sideways consolidation in the pre-market. That's where the 65 EMA is on the 5-minute. I like $5 as a bounce trade in AZTR if we get some support there. Just be careful. This has a very, very low float. It's under 1 million shares. We could get down there and then just completely knife through it. But I want to see it hold up first.
And real quick here, SLRX, which a lot of you folks are taking a look at here. If we take a look at the daily chart here, I mean, I'm looking at this right now. I actually think that this could probably go to 8, right? There's some pretty significant resistance up here at 8. We are right in this supply zone 13 that you like to talk about, a nice little consolidation area back from August of last year. But 8 could be a top here, SLRX. Be careful. This thing's up huge here today.
Yeah, I could see somewhere between 8 and 870. We're already past a pretty significant EMA. Blew through that one, but that's where I'd be looking at to kind of top out between 8 and 870.
Let me go back to trade the pool here.
All right. How's Disney doing? I want to take a look and see if that continues to fall. I actually kind of got a bounce, I think. Yeah. Red candle turned green, got a bounce. It might continue to try and fill that gap that it created today.
RGC was another one. I think someone mentioned this one earlier. Region Cell Bioscience. I don't think I looked at it though. Elon, I have to ask the individual writer. I think it probably has to do with calls or puts being at the ask or the bid. That would be my best guess.
ONDS went right down to $1 and turned around.
Sure did. That's kind of disappointing. Was hoping for more of a run here after yesterday's move.
Well, at this particular point, I'd be looking to see if it can get to VWAP. You know, if there's a trade in there, that's where I would be looking for it to go.
See if we get back up there. Let's see, what else do we have here? I don't see a whole lot.
Remember IDAI?
IDAI, yeah, sure do.
They had news today. Not it's moving a little bit, but this is a penny stock that we were looking at because I like their thing that they got going on here with the ID verification.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a verification for trying to determine if this is a deep fake or not, I think that's another angle that they work with here. This is still a very young company. They have a
I mean, we got a $4 million market cap on this company going into today.
Very small, very small.
So I mean, I almost think this is a potential roll-up candidate if someone else likes that tech, that ID verification.
Yeah,
well, it almost could just be kind of a roll-up target.
I would say that this company probably will get bought at some point.
42 cents here. No position for me on it. There's a guy in our happy hour that's done well with that though. Robert here mentioning Trappy here on SLRX. Bull Trappy? Bear Trappy?
SLRX. Well, after seeing so many green candles, you're going to feel like profit needs to be taken at some point. 650 seems to be the level right now. It can break through that, then I don't know. Maybe it goes back to 7.
Tesla lower here. Next leg down.
Okay, SLRX 650. Let's see if it can get through it or not. It looks like it's so far having trouble. Yeah, I guess the 650 would be where the trap is. Robert.
IOVA higher here.
There's a lot of, the bids are coming in though, and they're pushing it. Sorry for the language, but man, they just took that 650 level right out. And now it's dancing around that level. Anyway.
GM lower after initially popping higher on earnings. Interesting. And I wonder can we draw any conclusions about the consumer? Given UPS and what we've seen here now. Well, I mean, the reason I bring that up here is because, this morning we had GE, which is lower now, or excuse me, GM. We also had GE. GE's higher, so I better get that correct here before I screw that up. Coke is higher here. So Coke telling you the consumer is a little bit stronger, but UPS lower here, GM lower here. So I'm just wondering how we're kind of balancing all of that here.
Yeah, I think that it's an indication that the consumer is weakening and that the economy is slowing. And we have GDP coming out this week, so we'll get a read on that as well. Home sales down. Home real estate seller up. We'll probably find out some more from Happy Hour or resident expert there on housing.
Hopefully. CrowdStrike, by the way, I know we were talking about that. That was just so well timed, Elon. CrowdStrike, right? I think your target was 270 to 271. This thing top ticked at about 270, 250. Got to be honest with you, Elon. Your spot here on this morning was just crispy. Both the entry and the exit given to us in real time. Just really, really, I should have followed you on that. I should have absolutely followed you on that. It would have been a great day trade here.
ADIL with a big old knife.
And that knifed away from the VWAP there.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting is it came down to about where, just above where the pre-market highs were. So we'll see if it can, hold that, or maybe the 65 EMA where we had some more of that sideways consolidation after those highs. There might be more in here, but like I said, later in the day when the volume returns after the lunch hour.
AI Rod, any news on RGC, guys? No, I haven't seen any. In fact, the courtesy of Benzinga Pro here, the last newsprint we have is from June 20th. So looks like that is nothing fresh here on RGC.
AZTR looks like it's trying to turn around, but it is pretty spready right now.
Let's see if it can reclaim VWAP there. That would be the first start for it.
Yeah, it's almost there. It's kind of right in that.
Wow. CMG gave back that entire pop here this morning. Definitely the move here, in my opinion, on Chipotle is to wait out earnings. We'll see if we play it for earnings, but anyway, came all the way back. MBio getting mentioned by Smoke Tuna. Did you hook another one here, Tuna? Look at that. Absolutely ripping here. Did we have news on MBio? Let me check real fast. Just the penny stock. No, don't see anything since last Friday. So I may another just kind of a mo play there, Smoke Tuna, maybe. Spotify holding its gains from earnings. Yep, leaking a little bit, but for the most part, holding in there. Just a squawk runner on RGC. Okay, I appreciate that, Easy Mike. LPSN up to the highs. Let's see if this can go through yesterday's intraday high here. LPSN 135 up.
Oh, it's always good when Charlie's busy.
Indeed.
Thinking pot stock's going to get a run. Is there something coming up on the legislative side? What's the catalyst for the pot stocks?
You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. What is the next cannabis catalyst? Is it on the ballot in states this upcoming fall? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe there was not even votes on that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious if we're getting close to like a schedule change, or DEA reclassifies it. That could be one thing.
By the way, Spy. Sorry to change tracks here. 13 Spy rolling over here. So we're actually pretty much, yeah, we're actually red here on Spy. So green to red move. We're basically flat though. Rolled back all those gains. I take a look at IWM too. IWM also rolled over a little bit here, but is still maintaining higher here. This back at its VWAP. Curious to see if we continue to get any rotation into IWM names.
What caused that to move?
The DEA thing should be imminent. I don't think I know what you're referring to, Purgatory.
The rescheduling of
the
marijuana.
rescheduling. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Stupid.
Okay, so I mean, if this is the way that Spy is going to go today, this is great for the Bears. Because I was talking yesterday about how this was starting to form a bear flag. Rejection at 555, which so far is kind of what's happening. I'm getting kind of different metrics here between what I'm seeing on the chart and what I'm seeing above it. But do you have 554.60 as the price for the Spy right now?
Yep, sure do.
Okay, then that's the right one.
Yep.
So I'd be looking for the 20-day SMA to hold up if you're bullish, and to break down if you're bearish.
Okay. Buy here just kind of right beneath that 555 level. AZTR back to VWAP. Jay, looks like you had a really good morning here on AZTR. Let's give that register ring, one up, Chewbacca growl trifecta in here. Love to see the chat making money here today. That's great. Stay focused saying Biden to deliver a speech, spy saw it. Did we get news of that? I didn't see that.
That was the last headline. It's going to, announce a decision. So his speech on Wednesday announcing decision. So tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, seeing that on Twitter here now.
Okay, so there's that downside move that you wanted in SLRX.
AI Rod asking, what is a Squawk runner? Okay, so Squawk is our audio breaking news feed that is in part of Pro. It's literally been one of the favorite features of users over the years. It's the whole reason I got Pro back when I was a customer for Pro. Charlie's really, really good at spotting some of those momentum moves in the start of them. So a lot of times, sometimes a stock will get, especially if it's a smaller stock, it gets squawked about, it ends up running. That's what he means by a squawk runner, right? So there's some piece of news or something that was mentioned about a stock, the stock ends up running. Those are things that our community trades all the time.
Robert saying AZTR may run again, and it's looking like it's trying to. It needs to get back over 840. The cable there just did it.
All you had to do was mention it, 13. If you talk about it, it will happen. Chris saying Charlie's on speed dial. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Popped above 840, came right back in. There's a lot of they just put these huge amount of sell orders like right at these areas as soon as it pops above it, and then it just
MBio.
Oh wow.
And what happened? What happened? Oh my God, loss on MBio. Larry, what is going on here? Let me bring up the news feed and see if I can find out what's going on here for you.
There wasn't any news except for what happened on Friday, where they were filing to sell 6.5 million shares. So did that actually go through, or is it going through now? Filing, I'm pretty sure filing to sell is not the same as selling. That's just like the part of the process.
MBio here, huge pull down to 30 cents. Trying to bounce here, but man, oh man.
AZTR, meanwhile.
Glad I wasn't trading that one. Whew.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what it could be. I mean, but yeah, I think that it has to do with that offering. As I know it's old news, but it's like I was saying, the filing to sell was that actually completed that day, or is that just getting started and then making the offer is coming later? Yeah, that worked for me as well too, Chris. Just listen to him when he announces something that's happening, and you see the opportunities immediately when you bring the stock ticker up. SLRX, if you can hold VWAP, it's got a shot to go try and to get back at the 720 again. Volume's not really great though. AZTR, this thing is, who was it that said that? I think it was Robert. That maybe it run again. Yeah, it was, and it sure is. So let's see here. Maybe around 980, it gets a little bit of resistance.
It's starting to gear up here. We really want to see some of these volume sticks start to grow on top of each other. That would be ideal.
I want to see the MACD change directions here. It's starting to curl, it looks like.
AZTR there. Keep going. Keep going. Looking at the rest of the scanner here, it's pretty much dried up. I don't really see anything else interesting in there. What some other traders are looking at here.
Zap on the move.
Zap, that was a back swatch from earlier. Oh, good one. SPWR, that's that penny stock. We took a look at that a few times. That broke those intraday highs there. Okay. Zap, this is an interesting one. That nice little move through the VWAP and a back test of it. That's pretty perfect. Shouldn't have taken this one off the screen.
If Zap can hold its 20-day SMA, this may run later. We're getting a technical indicator here, a golden cross that should happen. If not this week, next week, provided the price doesn't go lower. So
Crowd came back into its VWAP and has bounced here on CrowdStrike.
GE is winning.
That has held tight. That reported earnings here this morning. So dipped a little bit out of the open. Buyers took that thing higher here today.
Yeah, there's a breakout.
Yeah. Here, let me get the bigger chart up here for you, because you're right. That breakout really kind of jumps off the screen here on GE. Didn't have any play for this through earnings, but here is your breakout 13. Look at that. Nice move here on GE.
And it must be the EPS. I'm sorry, not EPS. It must be the guidance. That's really
Lily getting mentioned here. Lily moving higher here. Nobody needs weight loss. We nod for heart disease. And then you were saying, Mike, you were saying NVO. Another one that you were looking at. Yeah, Eli Lilly, this has been one of the ones people have been kind of wondering if that's going to split here. So it looks like Wegovy getting a nod for weight loss there. Eli Lilly also being affected by that here. Both of those to the highs.
Remember, there's been a couple of issues with these GLP-1s. I think it was blindness in one circumstance.
Yeah.
And increased fertility in others. So your body's getting healthier, your fertility increases. The people that weren't necessarily looking to get pregnant have been getting pregnant that were using these.
Here is your Eli Lilly. You can see why people kind of waiting for this to split. I see you, Easy Mike. I see you.
PPH is an efficient way to play LP1, so let's look at PPH. Oh, okay.
All right, so we generally do go to Anne Marie here today. Don't have her here. Not sure. Hopefully everything's okay. 13, not to put you on the spot. I will continue to go here till 10:30. Would love to have you since we don't have. Okay, you'll hang around. Cool. You make it real easy on me, 13. I gotta say, I'm happy about that.
Hey, no problem. I mean, I got to make up for some lost time earlier this morning.
There you go. Bob, take care of yourself. We'll see you. And I know you folks were asking for Anne Marie. You were looking for some trades in there. I think I saw VRT. Carmen and Amanda, you guys were both looking for VRT trades. When we get that back, I'll make note of that. Actually, I think I made a note of one we wanted to take a look at yesterday. Disney. We'll add VRT to that list. I'll get that for you.
Crow, I'm not sure what that emoji is.
I just see blocks.
Oh, yeah.
I just see two little blocks. It looks like.
I was excited about
picking it up.
There was a time long ago when I was excited to use emojis. I don't really care for them anymore.
Weren't you just saying that you've had entire conversations via emoji with your wife?
No, meme.
Memes, excuse me. How could I make that mistake, 13?
Well.
Yeah, I don't know either. Don't answer that.
Why is no one responding to your stocks?
Yeah, I haven't seen you mention any of them here today.
I mean, I'm scrolling.
What did you mention? Yeah, I don't think I saw anything from you.
The last one was about 20 minutes ago, BTDR. So let's take a look. BTDR. BitDeer.
This is one of those Bitcoin names, right? BT. Let me see what the exposure is there.
Okay, price targets to 16, so not too far away from there. chart, the daily chart has a golden cross that occurred late last month.
So this is a minor bit dear.
Yeah.
Bitcoin here down a little bit, although it has made a run off the low. The chart actually looks pretty similar to the Bitcoin chart. And as you were mentioning about those analyst ratings, pretty good on the scale here. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Sorry about that. Looking pretty good here. Bit dear.
Yeah. So for me, if I'm going to be bullish on this, I'd want to see the 20-day SMA hold up. It's doing that today and yesterday. Then we'll of course want to see the breakout from the July highs that we put in here earlier this month, which we have at around 1285, I guess. The thing is that once it reaches 14, I'd probably exit just because. And I look to the left, that's kind of where it's been having trouble staying up there. So if this does keep on going to 14, just because I've already seen this happen multiple times, I think I'd be out at 14. Now, if you think this is going to go higher, of course you'll stay in at 14, and you'll have my blessing. But I don't know how high this goes after 14, and I don't know. I mean, it's just going to have to lean on Bitcoin at that point. So if Bitcoin's not moving up when it gets up there, then I don't know that you'll get much more upside.
I threw a trend line on here from some of those highs. So we'll see if we can end up getting back up here. I don't really have anything for you here on BitDeer. Good breakdown though, 13. Appreciate that.
Is that beer? What? I don't know what beer the smoke tune is referring to about beer belly. Do I have a beer belly? I don't think I have a beer belly.
No. Your last time I saw you, you were pretty jacked and cut. So I don't think that's it either.
All right, so I'm getting asked about Twilio, TWLO.
Want to go back to another big chart here for Twilio? Take a look at Twilio. Silver
cross coming on Twilio. Probably will happen this week if it can stay at this price. It's just got, it's kind of right in this area where there's a lot of consolidation from earlier this year. I think the thing you're going to want to look for here is to break out over the 200-day SMA, which is also right where the 500-day SMA is. And I don't know that we would get that without news or some kind of catalyst. It's been rejected at the 200-day SMA for pretty much ever since it got down there this year. So that would be the level I'd be interested in for a breakout, that 200.
Okay.
DJT, new lows. Actually, we're almost down to the pre-market low of 32.85. Maybe there's we catch some bids there. And if we don't, still think 30 is possible at some point this week.
Wow.
What's up?
I am looking at apparently, I'm just going off of one of my associates here. They are unable to view here. Let me actually, I'll provide the link. I'll provide the link here. That was linked in this. Apparently, some of my Canadian colleagues here cannot view Benzinga's own Instagram feed because
CrowdStrike?
No, the social media giant Meta has confirmed that it will end access to news on its social media sites for all Canadian users before Bill C-18, the Online News Act, comes into focus here. Here's the link for that.
So that must be a Canadian legislation?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's affecting our Canadian coworkers here. Wow. That's the first time I'm seeing it. Sorry, I was just kind of reacting to that in real time. Wild stuff.
Hold on a second. Jay's Life, when you're referring to robotic taxi cabs, are you referring to the ones that are already out there right now, like Cruise? Or are you talking about the ones that are supposed to be coming out from Tesla? Because to me right now, I think we shouldn't even have robotic taxi cabs out there right now. I don't think the technology is there yet. I think it's just going to cause problems. Apparently, it already has. I really don't have a good answer for that on Twilio. I think we're really early into the robo-taxi, automated taxi cab space. So that's about the best opinion I have on that.
Look at RGC halted again. 6th halt of the day here. 1064 on RGC.
So
Region Cell Bioscience.
This today's Mira. Is that what this
Looks
is?
like it.
Just break over the 200 EMA and then off we go. Or even VWAP for that matter. So it looks
Wow.
like AZTR is trying to push higher, but volume is not around as much, folks. ADIL lower, Smart for Life might be basing.
SLRX right here at its VWAP.
Yeah.
SMFL.
SLRX needs to hold here or it's going lower. I'm not liking the way the MACD is looking on SLRX. Well, S Power going.
That's that penny stock, SunPower. SPWR. Seems like volume left the building. This is what 13 was talking about earlier when he was talking about trades being around the open and around the close and not so much in the middle.
Yep. Maybe let's go have lunch, talk about all the good trades they did.
Work out.
Yeah.
Come back and do it again in the afternoon.
That's it.
That is it. Still, though, despite that, been another good day here. Been another good day from the group. Now, I will take that for sure. For sure.
Yeah, Uber does use Twilio. I mean, planes don't fly themselves. There's, there needs to be a human presence, but for the most part, there's an automation to, we've got autopilot we've had for a while. So just staying in the air, that's fine. Landing, they also try to have assistance with that as well. But you're still seeing pilots land planes as well.
I feel like it's another level of complexity with self-driving, with all of the things on the road and all of the different turns, stop signs, and things that you have to negotiate. Yeah, I don't think that's a direct comp to
there's no pedestrians
airplanes.
in the sky. There's no pedestrians in the sky, so that really.
Thankfully, can you imagine?
Well, if we had people flying, on their own, we wouldn't need airplanes.
Archer and Joby. Archer and Joby.
Uber adopting robot cars. But when I guess that you're just trying to figure out if now is the good time to get into Twilio on those potential future earnings. I don't think I'm the best person to really talk about with that. I'm not looking really that far forward with the self-driving cars. I have serious concerns about how that's going to end up working out. So. Self-driving already exists in China. We have self-driving that already exists here.
Yeah, there's Waymos in Arizona that will shuttle you around town.
Waymo's, Cruise, we already have that. It's just, they're not great. They're still causing accidents. No, it's fine, Jay's Life. It's not a bad place to start. We're probably just really, really early, and I don't know that that's the kind of thing that we're going to want to dedicate the brain power to at the moment, since we're so so early into this. Something to keep in mind, though. Absolutely.
CrowdStrike. Look at that. Oops. Look at that dip back down to VWAP, right back to highs here on CrowdStrike.
Market Sniper. This isn't an endorsement of human drivers either. I still am the feeling that we hand out licenses far too easily in this country.
Isn't that the truth? AVXL here, maybe curling back towards the highs as well.
Yeah, don't take this as me being bearish on automation. I'm just saying that we're not there yet. We're super early into where it needs to be. I don't think that I would jump into an automated vehicle before I would jump into somebody, an Uber driver. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's the risk I'm willing to take. But I don't think automated driving is quite there yet.
And for someone like me that really likes driving, like I'm not even necessarily waiting for it. Stay focused. Your point about elderly getting around is a good one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a use case for it, but I certainly don't want that. VIX at its intraday lows here, by the way, as SPY rockets to the highs. So that dip getting bought right back up there. See IWM doing the same deal.
AZTR
doing the same deal.
AZTR is trying to move back up here. So that one trying to come back.
AZTR, watch this spot here if this can fall. We've got that at 945. 945. Sorry.
There's a call for 15 and AZTR by day's end. That'd be great. And it looks like it is trying to curl, so it's possible. I wonder if I know that there was an update in Webble, and I did have that update already in place when I was having those account issues. But I'm noticing that some different things are happening there. So there may have been a back end upgrade that Webble was doing that was causing these problems. There are just some different things that are happening with this. Not bad things, but just useful pieces of information that I'm seeing pop up now as a result of these changes. Well, AZTR pushing.
Sorry, just answering someone here. Tesla up off the lows.
SLRX still trying to. SLRX is still holding VWAP. So this is a little interesting how we're not getting that breakdown. We lose VWAP, then obviously I think we'll probably end up going lower. But as long as this holds here, there's still potential for this to turn around and go higher.
Stay focused here, saying, Ryan, I think it's just folks covering up shorts. Market may close in the red. What say you? Well, we're not very far away from red. So just kind of relatively, we're up 0.3% here. That could swing in the next 5 minutes. So yeah, I could absolutely see that. It's tried to break down in the pre-market, and it's tried to break down in the regular session, and each time the buyers have stepped in. So there's that. Yeah, I think it could. I'm not making a play on that. I'm just kind of watching that. I think I've got other things I can likely play. CrowdStrike keeps going to the highs, so some new highs here for CrowdStrike.
It wouldn't be a day of live trading without the Crow mentioning Root.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Root's just kind of holding in here at 78, low volume. Amazon still at that 189. Six.
Let's see here. With Amazon, that might be able to get up to 193. That would be my greatest upside potential target for Amazon today. But I don't know that it'll hold. I think that, to answer your question, yes, it could. I don't, and it may, but will it hold is the question I'd be asking myself, because I don't think it is. So I guess you're probably just going to end up taking profits up there anyway. But I don't like the way this looks. And I'm sure Jeff would love to sell more if it gets to 200.
13's on a first name basis here with Jeff Bezos at the moment. VWAP, Victor, Whiskey, Alpha, Papa. That's the blue line here. It stands for volume weighted average price.
Oh, did AZTR knife? Well, not really. I mean, it just pulled back to what is this level here? Pulled back to just a little bit right around VWAP. Now, if we lose these, if we lose 680, then I'd say that would be a knife. So let's see if we break down enough to get a knife. DJT trying to find some support at 33. SLRX, that one's looking much better now.
Bounce, nice clean bounce there off the VWAP.
Yep, I think that was a clear mention from, gosh, who that was that? I want to say it was Robert, but I don't want to misquote somebody.
Jay, Ryan, that's the ticker symbol. Ryan Cost. Ryan ticker. Jay, what on earth are you talking about, dude? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Although we will take time to look at Costco. There is never a bad time to look at Costco. Dip got bought again. Stop me if you've heard that before. See if Costco can regain that 20. Sorry, 13.
No, that's okay. I was just saying I've heard that before. Yeah, that's one of the ones where buying the dip has really helped out. There's been a couple others too. And one of the ones that I missed out on. Haven't looked at it in a while. Let's see what it's doing. AVAV. Oh, it's still making its way down, or it's trying to recapture the 20-day SMA. But I don't know. This looks like it could end up going lower. That was a really good one though when I was looking at it 140.
Oh wow! I'm seeing news on X that Jimmy Carter passed away.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Is darn.
Yeah, I think he's Jay's life. I think he's aware of that one. We've talked about it before. Ryan, your ticker's moving.
Oh, Ryan Specialty Holdings or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Specialty Group Holdings. Don't own it. Obviously, I'm a fan of the ticker name. Also, by the way, shout out. I also like RF, Regions Financial, for obvious reasons. SPY right at that 556.50 level here.
Yeah, we have a high of.
So now I'm seeing a report also on Twitter that Jimmy Carter passing away is not true. So that didn't last long.
It's almost like the news is from Meta.
Earlier reports were incorrect. I'm seeing a number of corrections, and actually these are from reputable accounts too. These are not just fly-by-night accounts. Looks like someone got fooled there. Yeah, B&O News Live 2 minutes ago, Jimmy Carter has not died. A fake press release is being widely shared. Okay, well, that's good news.
Yep, don't get fooled.
Ryan, did you look into your airline? What ticker is that? RYAA Ryanair. Yeah, here we go, right? RYAAY Ryanair Holdings not doing so well. So ticker Ryan doing well, but Ryanair not. Shelled. Stay focused. Shelled.
And speaking of pullback stocks, there was an opportunity. I mean, in really good companies, there was an opportunity in LMB.
Smoke to saying Chat GPT is hallucinating again. That's fine.
Yeah.
Which ticker did you say? LMB?
Yeah, I was just saying that's another one where buying the dip on those was worked out really well. Maybe this goes to 70 now. Wouldn't that be special?
ARQT appearing on the scanner here. We've taken a look at that one. That's kind of low volume. That just crept into the scanner based on volume a little bit later.
Puts on McDonald's. I mean, ever since GLP-1s came onto the scene, there's been some real concern about fast food companies. Oh, wow. Okay, so,
Which one are you looking at? Sorry.
McDonald's.
NCD.
This I don't think this is completely finished resolving its double top yet. So there's that. I think the puts would be a good idea.
Yeah, the GLP angle here, there are several stocks that I feel like are almost more affected, right? And McDonald's definitely going to be one of those. This one I would not want to play on that backdrop.
Yeah, 232 and 220 look good for McDonald's.
Elon here, case in point, Ryan and 13. What say you about swinging CrowdStrike given its strength today? Happy trading. Well, if we go back to the opener that I had here for today, if you've ever had a swing trade turn into a day trade because it worked so well, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It looks like you're kind of getting the same thing, right? You had a day trade here on CrowdStrike. You've already been kind of selling some or partial of your position to book gains in there. I don't know, exactly what the structure of that trade has been so far, but it seems to me like you've got gains booked. So maybe kind of hang on to this, right? We talk about keeping a trailer on. If you've already paid yourself, if you already reduced your risk, and you feel confident about this nice little reversal here, yeah, I could see holding on to a little piece of that and swinging it. I'd set a stop, though, just to make sure you don't give all of that back. But you did a really great job entering that here today. So I think you can actually do that with this one.
CRWD, if I'm a bull, I want to see the 200-day SMA get recaptured. We are now facing a second day close beneath it. Tomorrow will be the third, and that's going to be enough for me to think that there's going to be further downside ahead if we do not recapture that in time. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I need to see the 200-day SMA get recaptured in order to feel good about going long for upside. Otherwise, I still think it could go lower. Yeah. And I have 240 on the
and given like entry for an actual swing trade, I would be right there with you, 13. That is, I would play it pretty much the same way. I would say with Elon here, obviously it looks like you were able to control your risk by booking some gains off that primo entry. So I'm with you, 13. A recapture of that 200 day is going to have me interested in it.
And I think it needs to work its way through 180 or 280 first. And that seems to be a bit of, not too heavily, but a little bit of a resistance level before the 200.
I can't pull up, Jays. I can't, unfortunately, I can't pull up your name and trade the pool here.
Well, let's see if I can.
That Secret Service director did resign here this morning, but that's not having any impact on the market.
I don't see JAYS pop up here. One thing I did notice this morning was how Berkshire Hathaway cut even more of their BYD position, and is going to move their gains into the American market. I think that should be a wake-up call for the state of China's EVs. The money. I think the money's been made. Buffett had his run with BYD, and if he sees that it's over, I think it's over. I mean, he's getting out. I don't think the EV space in China is where you want to be right now, especially since they're going to be making fewer vehicles. I mean, we've got some information earlier this week about about how there's going to be a copper surplus as a result of them building fewer EVs, their housing market being in the toilet, so fewer copper piping and copper wiring needed for that. So that could also put pressure on steel as well. We'll have to see if that ends up, what's going to happen. But I don't want to be anywhere near the Chinese EV space right now, or probably even any EV space for that matter. Tesla's not even drawing the appeal at the moment either.
All right. Got about 3 minutes left here. We're going to be sending you over to Paul Meeks' show next here. 13, I do appreciate you sticking around here. And folks, definitely sorry about not having Anne-Marie today. We will get her back, though. And I will, if there are stocks that you folks want to take a look at, I will go ahead and mention those. But this serves as a pretty good reminder. You can have access any day if you're a member of Benzinga Pro, because you get access to Anne-Marie every day.
RGC suspended. How long has that been suspended?
Which one were you saying?
RGC. The new Mira.
That has been looks like 11 o'clock, 10:59 a.m. Eastern time was the last halt. That was its 6th halt on RGC.
Wow.
Thank you, Benzinga Pro. That has been halted for a bit now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oil going lower, at over 2% down today. So if the Chinese economy slows, then that's also going to affect oil because they are a massive consumer of it. And we got a piece of news out of there yesterday. I'm trying to think of what it was. Brian, help me out here.
So, I'm sorry, repeat that again. I was going over some news.
We got a piece of news about the state of the Chinese economy yesterday, indicating a slowdown. Oh, the rate cuts.
The surprise rate cuts. We had that in the morning, and then nobody talked about it all day. Yeah. That was the other thing about that.
Yeah, so that's another indication that you may see the Chinese economy weaken even further.
Yeah.
Additionally, it's going to probably put some pressure on some of these other central banks for them to cut as well. So you might start seeing rate cuts across the board from other countries as a result of this. That could potentially lead to some more inflationary pressures, but nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, 13. That's going to do it here for today. Awesome little bonus here, spending a little bit more time with the community. Jay Summers, appreciate the nice words on the extra time. I'm going to send you over to Paul Meek's show here in a sec. And of course, we're going to see you tomorrow. So stay green, stay safe, keep 13 laughing. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.